You want adventure, you want thrills, dive with sharks, swim with whales, come explore, come aboard Aggressor. You want animals, untamed, aggressor safaris, got game, come explore, come aboard Aggressor. Don't be nervous, it's 5-star service, think champagne in the wild. Come find your muse on a river cruise, get inspired, travel in style. They're here to serve and blow your mind. Aggressive means adventure of a lifetime. Come aboard, come explore the wonders of the world. What are you waiting for? Come explore, come aboard Aggressor.
Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. JoJo, what's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. Enjoying the holidays, or what was left of them.
Well, I can understand that. Of course, we were supposed to have been back on last week, and of course, been dealing with some family issues. My mom's been in the hospital, so unfortunately, I was traveling back and forth. And last Monday night, I had my laptop, but she was sleeping. I was mama sitting, and anyway, so I didn't want to disturb her, so we just went ahead and canceled it. So this is officially the first show of 2024.
Yeah, I hope your mom makes a quick recovery, Chris. I know things are hard right now in your household, so
Whew. Let me tell you.
first signal.
Well, things are looking up. I have to, and I do want to thank everybody who has reached out, making sure everything's good. Yes, she's actually in rehab right now, trying to regain her strength. So hopefully, in the next couple, maybe 3 weeks, she'll actually get to go home. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has sent messages and prayers and everything. Really do appreciate it. She is improving, and that's what we want to see.
That's good to hear. Glad she's getting ready to go home.
Oh yeah, and speaking of home, I'm actually home tonight.
That's good.
I finally made it home, but yeah, and a little birdie told me we have a pretty good trivia question tonight, JoJo.
We have a good one. All right.
We
I'm always
do.
good for a good one.
Yeah, we do have a really good trivia question tonight. And by the way, happy birthday, Joe.
I figured you'd call me out on it.
Of course. And of course, being that today is your birthday, tonight's trivia question. This person helped to make diving popular, also shares a birthday with JoJo. So, if you know who that person is, throw your answer up in the comment box. I want to see if how many people can guess it right. JoJo, do
Oh,
you know?
I'm afraid I do not know.
You don't know?
No,
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, of
Okay.
course, my first guess will be shocked, but there's so many popular divers out there.
Okay. Well, so it says the person helped make. So it doesn't mean that they made diving
Where's the
popular.
father of? Yeah.
So
All right, give me a second, Chris. It sounds going to get wonky.
it's going to get. You're not going to start dinging on me, are you?
No, it's the echo coming from where I'm switching pages up.
Oh, okay.
He gave me the 5 minute warning, and I totally bummed out. Like, oh crap, it's already that time.
Well, I've been sitting here since 7:30, getting everything up and going, and I'm like, all right, JoJo's not on. This is not like JoJo. I know it's his birthday. Oh well, I was prepared to do it without you. I just wanted to.
I was involved in video games.
When you're not scuba diving, you're video gaming it.
Hey, I got a diving video game.
Hey, even better. Looks like Mike has joined us. Good evening, sir. Mr. Frank Winstead. Was it a person that had a TV show? Well, unfortunately, we're not giving out clues. So, I mean, you know, maybe not.
Now I feel Steve Irwin.
That's
There we
Steve
go.
Irwin. I don't think Steve Irwin actually made diving, helped to make diving popular.
I don't know. Have you seen his shows?
Well, yeah,
He
I've
does a
seen
lot
it,
of diving in the shows.
but there's a lot of shows that have diving.
But I mean, unlike the Discovery, he actually made it fun to watch.
Well, but
You know?
well,
Crikey!
crikey. So anyway, I don't know if you heard, Joe, but the new computers from Shearwater come out.
Yeah, I seen that. You had a nice little demo going on, didn't you? Or a little holiday rebate or something like that?
Yeah. Well, nobody took advantage of it, and we just got these computers in, and they are. I mean, I like it. I've not dove it yet, but I mean, it's
They run
and
the same. I'm assuming they're running the same algorithms as the Perdix.
no, actually, it's running the same as the Peregrine, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not. You can't do any technical with it. It is a. It's really a cross between the Tarek and the Peregrine.
Okay.
So you get the luxury of um, air integration with it, where you don't the Peregrine. So it's more like the Tarek on that aspect. But it will also, unlike the Peregrine, I think it will monitor three different gases, three or four. I can't remember which one. I'm still learning about it, but
Sorry, we've all had a upper respiratory infection we're trying to get over. So
well, if it's anything like the weather's been the last couple of days, I completely understand.
yeah, we got it just about Christmas time, so we're all miserable at Christmas.
Mr. Colton Craven's in the house. Good evening, sir. I want to go ahead. We'll come back to the trivia question here in just a little bit. But if you know the answer to this, or if you think you know your answer, throw your guess up on the comments. We want to see how many people can get it right. Looks like we've got one guess already up on the board. Anybody else? We're going to reveal the answer here in about 30 minutes. So, anyway, back to the TERN turn computer. I was actually going to have one here on the show, and I made a bonehead move and took them all to the quarry the other day, and I looked back here. I was going to grab one. I'm like, crap! I took it to the quarry. I can't show it tonight. So,
Yeah. I mean, I do like it. I do like the idea of having a watch style computer.
well, and this one, and I actually put them side by side, the Tarek and the Turn, and the Turn is actually a little bit smaller in stature than the Tarek is. So I got the Tarek thinking that hey, I'll wear it as an everyday watch, and
You
then
know,
huh?
I look at now these watches nowadays. I mean, they're freaking huge.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so I mean, uh, the small watch computer. I mean, the new one probably isn't much different than a normal size watch anymore.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit, like I said, it's not a ton smaller, but it is a little smaller form factor than the Tarek is. It may be a little thinner too, but of course, again, it doesn't have all the functionality that the Tarek has. So it's more or less it's a hybrid between the Tarek and the Peregrine, and the price point is really good too, because you can get the what they call the Turn TX, which is the air integration, and the Swift transmitter for 1,075 bucks, and that's transmitter and computer. I mean,
All right,
I don't, I
both of
don't,
them, yeah.
I don't know too many air integration computers that you can get right at $1,000 for the transmitter and the computer.
When I bought my Oceanic that were lost somewhere in the quarry, it was over $1,000, and it was
Oh,
air integrated. So
oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, and even if you don't want the air integration, they have just the standard Turn, which is not air integrated. I think it's 675 if I'm not mistaken. And if
that's
you
what I
get
was thinking. About 600 for the computer and 400 for the transmitter. That sounds about right.
Yeah, well, if you buy the computer, the TX by itself, it's 775, and then you add the transmitter, the Swift transmitter to it, then that jumps it up. You buy the combo, you save a little bit of money. So
Yeah, cool. Another toy to play with.
oh yeah, well and that's not the only new computer that's come out on the market. Did you know that one?
Well, I know Apple's does their app, and I think Garmin had a new one come out.
I don't know that Garmin has had a new one come out. Um, I don't know, honestly.
So, so which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the new Sherwood computer.
Sherwood's got one out. I like
Sherwood.
theirs.
So let me
I
give you
like
a
a
little.
nice big console.
Well, it's not a great big console. It's not air integrated.
Okay.
So let me give you a little rundown for our viewers watching, and a little bit of industry. It's not really news, but I say industry history. So there's been three or four computer manufacturers in the world. So you have Shearwater, who's making their own computers. Pelagic, who made computers for several different manufacturers. Um, I think Cressy makes one. So I mean, there's three or four different main manufacturers. Well, it wasn't until DEMA that I learned that Sherwood was changing vendors for their computers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So what's the computer they came out with then? 'Cause I don't know
that
what they came out with. I know they
that's the
changed.
one. That's the logic. So it wasn't revealed who is making Sherwood's computers to me. I have an idea, a guess, but that's really all that it is. So I'm going to keep my guess to myself because I'm not going to say who I think it is. But anyway, but it is a very nice looking computer. I mean, it's simplistic, great for open water students or open water divers. If they don't want to spend six, seven, $800 on a computer, I think it comes in like at $400.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think the price. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like $432 or something like that
So
is
at
the
that
price
price
point.
point, I would assume nitrox integrated.
Nitrox, yes, yeah, it'll do
Yep.
air
So yeah,
nitro.
that would get you pretty much a one and done for your through your recreational realm.
Oh yeah, and only downfall in my book, it's not air integrated. So I mean, you still got your pressure gauge, but I mean, it's going to keep up with everything. And your pressure gauge, you just have to look at your gauges like you're taught to do.
I mean, if you look at us in tech, well, I can't say me, but I'm kind of stepping into it. We have our air integrated, and we have dialogue on every single tank we carry with us. So
Oh yeah, and typically you're doing redundancy on your computer, so I mean you've got a backup computer in case
uh,
one fails, plus your analog. So
yeah, and I mean that's the way I run mine. Even though I am air integrated, I still have an analog, even though it's 20 years old, and it still works to this day. So
hey, as long as it works, that's all that matters.
mm-hmm. Tells me
It's
when
not.
I'm not running out of air.
I mean, it's not always I got to have the latest and greatest. It's nice because there's a lot of new features coming out on the latest and greatest. But when you're talking about SPGs, there's really not a lot to them.
Yeah, no,
So I
they're
mean,
very reliable too, unless you
oh
like
yeah,
bunk them on something, drop a
yeah.
tank on them.
Oh yeah, it's you can't go wrong with the trusty old SPG. Let me tell you.
They're cheap too.
Oh yeah, that it is. Let's see here. I had my notes here just in case I was soloing it tonight. Let's see. Just had a comment up here. Mr. Frank says, I have noticed that some people use two computers. Why is that? Well, redundancy is always a good idea anytime you're in the water. I can speak
Yes.
from personal experience. JoJo, can you?
Yeah, I've lost function of my computer before.
So, so it is a backup in case something happens. Prime example, I'll give you my, what happened to me. That's the reason. Luckily, I had two computers, but it still didn't cause me to call the or not have to call the dive. Um, you know, we were in Roatan actually, and I don't know. It was the second or third time that I had been there. So I had a wrist mounted transmitter or wireless computer on my wrist, and then I had my Wisdom 3 or Wisdom 2, I think was at the time. So I get ready to jump off the back of the boat, doing my giant stride in. One thing I always do is I always check my wrist computer, make sure everything's good to go prior to giant stride. Looked at it, crap, it's not working. It's not on. I sat there, I got people lined up behind me. I'm like, all right, I've got my backup computer. I look at it real quick. Displayed, we're golden. Here we go. Regulator in our mouth, jump off. Get on the, get in the water. Deflate. Got my camera. Go down to the bottom. Get neutral buoyant. Sitting there waiting for the rest of the group to get there. Working with my camera. Dive master signals. Let's go this way. So anytime I start the dive, I always look to see how much air I've used. I pull my console up. Guess what?
It's
That
not on anymore.
that computer was dead too. So it was working when I giant strided, but once I got to the bottom and we were ready to start the dive, it was dead. So
Probably got enough juice to turn on the boat and then die while you're going down.
yeah,
Yeah, been
yeah.
there.
Well, the wrist computer was not a battery issue, so still don't know. It just crapped out. Now,
Mine was a battery issue after being stored away. Luckily, I wasn't doing anything crazy, so it's like, it died. I just pull out the trusty old SPG and keep on going.
So yeah, and I mean, and you can do that. Luckily, and that was probably one of my best dives that I've done. And I say that because I was right there by the boat when I surfaced, and our favorite boat captain, Kevin, was up there, and he ended up handed me a loaner regulator, so I switched them out really quick, and because I hadn't been down probably 2 or 3 minutes, and I was sitting at like 25, 30 feet, so I went ahead and I switched it out real quick, and he said they're over that or they're heading that way. Okay, well here I go. I take my heading. Here I go. I start going. I bet I swam out. I don't know. I had a good probably 30-minute dive, 15 minutes out, didn't see anybody, 15 minutes back. I seen eagle rays, I seen a couple of turtles, I seen eels. I mean, I seen all kinds of stuff. And, done my reciprocal when I didn't run into them, and I'm like, yeah, I better go ahead and head back. And of course, here we are. I run into them right there towards the end of the dive, right there at the back of the boat. So it's like, okay, here you are. But that's why we use a dual computer configuration, just in case one dies. You don't have to call your dive. You're able to continue on because you can still have that. You've got that redundancy.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be in the market for another one here shortly because I need a second one.
It's always a good
Absolutely.
idea.
Yeah. Um,
Especially doing side mount. I mean, you know, you could have one on one wrist, one on the other wrist, have them both connected to your transmitters, and if one dies, at least you still got the other one.
that's the idea.
So, so yeah, redundancy. I mean, we've all got an octo regulator, don't we?
Some sort, yes.
Yeah. You know, if you're full face mask doing full face diving, then you're supposed to have a backup regular mask with you. So, it's all about redundancy.
Night diving. How many lights you supposed to have on you?
Hey, that's a good trivia question.
Yeah, I mean,
Wonder how many people know that one. And speaking of trivia question, I want to throw ours back up there. We've only had one person guess, Mr. Jonathan Rudolph. So he's made a guess. Nobody else has guessed. So let's just throw this back out there. This person helped to make diving popular. Also shares a birthday with JoJo, which is today. Let's see, 8:20. Yeah, we'll give the answer here in about 20 minutes. So, all right. And by the way, Frank says that makes sense.
yeah. Well, also you start with all that redundancy, and now you're becoming more of a self-sufficient diver than and not having to rely on buddies if something goes wrong too.
Well, that's true. That's the reason you'll see a lot of people diving with a complete redundant, like a pony bottle or side mount, stuff like that. Always better to have two of everything. uh, Speaking of that, not on the same topic, but the New Year's Day dive,
How'd
we
they go?
had a blast.
Good.
Everybody
I
else
wanted to go.
froze, huh?
I really wanted to go.
Yeah, well, everybody froze except for us. We, kind of hovered in the office where it was warm. We ran down and checked on them and all that. But yeah, I mean, we had two brave souls who actually done a polar bear plunge. Now,
Oh,
if you don't know what I mean when I say polar bear plunge, I'm not talking about diving in a wetsuit, making a dive. I'm talking about jumping in the water in their bathing suit.
yeah. They coming on with me on the aggressor? If so, I think they need to get a discount or something for that. Hey,
Well, no, I don't think they're heading to the aggressor with us, but On
Oh,
another note, the shop Water Dogs that done the polar plunge challenge actually was donating. I think it was $25 per person who done it to one of the like a Wounded Warriors charity. I'm not exactly what charity it went to, but it was kind of a charity thing for them. So pretty cool
awesome.
idea.
I always like when businesses give back to charities. That's good.
Oh yeah, that is true. But yeah, I mean, it went really well. Um, haven't really had a good chance to do a lot of I say a lot of work. But we've been out there last couple of weekends doing some upgrades and some modifications, and of course, this weekend was a kind of a scrub. It was a little chilly.
Yeah, I would assume so. Do you have anybody in there today by chance?
Well, and I don't know if you've seen our. You all right, JoJo?
I just this crud.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I
I'm
don't know if
trying
you.
not to get right in the microphone.
Yeah. We don't want to pop my ears off here. I'll turn my volume way down. But where was I heading to? I done lost my train of thought again. It left a station without me. Oh, I know where I was at. So, did you get to see the post that went up this morning?
Uh, I seen a nice summertime photo.
Nice summertime photo.
I really haven't been on Facebook much today. I kind of just been lazy, playing video games and watching movies and watching the
Oh,
kids play.
okay. So anyway, we captured a on one of our cameras down there uh, the steam coming off of the water
Oh,
and
yeah.
snowing, and posted that. I mean, it was a really cool picture. It was actually, believe it or not, the heat off of the quarry, the steam was actually setting our motion cameras off. I'm like, because it would ding, and I'd look, and I'm like, there's nothing there, and the only thing I can figure was it was picking up the snow or the heat, and there was a couple of them that there was no, it wasn't snowing. You could just see the steam coming towards the camera, so I figured that was the motion it picked up. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, that means the water's getting colder too. Darn it.
Yeah. Well, one thing about it, uh, yesterday, today, Saturday, especially yesterday and today, the water I'm sure feels like a hot tub compared to the air
Yeah,
temperature.
yeah. 17 outside. Yeah. I can
Oh,
handle 55 over 17.
ooh. Well, I don't know about you, but it hadn't made it over 12 here.
Oh, wow. I'm just guessing what it was. I know it was cold today.
Oh yeah. So, but our friends in Nashville area, I noticed Nashville got quite a bit more snow than we did. I think we
We had
ended up.
about 2 inches.
I was gonna say we
So,
ended up with about probably inch and a half. Nothing, major. But I seen our friends down at Island Hoppers posted on their Facebook with the ruler, and it was sitting right at 7 inches of snow, and I'm like, wow.
oh, yeah, it's I haven't seen a snow day like that in a long time. I
Oh
wouldn't mind
yeah.
having.
Well, I'm hoping it warms up because I'm over this over this cold.
Well, 6 inch, 7 inches of snow. I would have probably been out with the kids myself, going on the sleigh.
Yeah, kind of makes me look forward to next month when we head down to North Florida for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down to Florida myself.
Yeah. So
Oh,
and I have to say this. Uh, this coming weekend, the 20th and 21st, we are actually getting to resume winter classes. So it's been 3 years, 4 years since we've done a classroom and academic and pool weekend because the pandemic, our pool closed like a lot of other
Yeah,
pools.
they got
Unfortunately,
rid of your pool altogether.
yeah, unfortunately, they got rid of the pool we used altogether. So luckily, we're getting ready to start one this weekend, and it's not in Hopkinsville, but about 30 minutes up the road. So I think it'll be a pretty good. It's a nice pool, heated pool. That's what I like about it.
It
So,
was a nice pool for being an
uh,
outdoor pool. It was actually pretty nice.
oh yeah, yeah, the dome and everything.
The
Shoot,
dome
yeah,
and everything. That's an experience in itself. It's like walking on the moon or something.
yep.
Open
And
this big airlock to get in and out.
Scotty, beam me up.
Yeah.
And speaking, this class here will actually be doing their checkouts when we're down in Florida. And I've had a few people, ask about signing up for the Florida trip. So we're not really doing it quote unquote as a trip. It's for the class. If anybody wants to join us, you're more than welcome. We don't have like arranged hotel accommodations or anything like that. Everybody's pretty much on their own. But we'll be meeting up down there, diving. The class will be doing their thing, and so yeah. So if you want more information on like where we're staying and stuff like that, you can holler at me. Let's see. Tim says, "Good evening, Mr. Tim Walters." He says, "Glad when any pool is open." Yes. Well, in our area now, Jojo, I don't know how it is up there. There's not many indoor pools.
Uh, we have one in each town, but you have to be a member, and it's a awful expensive pool to even go to.
Mm.
And then we got one on Fort Knox, but it's a big Olympic sized pool. It's a great pool. They're only open on Saturdays,
Oh,
so it's
what?
like the day I can go on a Sunday is can't go.
Yeah.
Which
So,
I was a lifeguard there for 5 years when I was a teenager, and it was open every day then. So
what'd you let them close it for?
I don't know. Management changed, I guess. Probably had more to do with finding lifeguards. It's
Yeah,
hard
it
to keep
could be.
lifeguards.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting down there. I think right now Vortex and Morrison is the plan. Of course, Morrison's always a toss up. If they get a lot of
Yeah,
rain, it's
yeah. Um, that is. And if y'all are busy with class, I might sneak down and try to get some saltwater therapy in. Who knows?
yeah, well.
Close enough.
Yeah, that is true. Well, and that's something else we have to look at too is, um, they just had that tornado come through down there at PCB.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how everything's going down there. So
Yeah, I'm looking. I want to go get some contacts for some live fish hunting. So
yeah, well, have you been in contact with Mick?
I have, and honestly, and this is something I think would be great, is putting together an eco trip with Mick and them.
Huh, yeah.
So
Well,
if
I noticed that they were diving the jetty. They posted pictures, and I noticed that they were doing the jetties. So
yeah,
looked pretty cool.
so jetty's really fun to dive. The thing is, when they had the last hurricane, they had to redo a lot of things at St. Andrews.
Uh huh.
So now instead of parking in the parking lot, you might have had 500 feet to walk or something to get in the water.
Oh.
My understanding is it's like double that to get to the water.
Oh wow.
So you really have to hoof it. And it's a lot of gear to hoof to the water.
Do it on a boat.
Yeah. So they said, "Oh, we'll make this easier. Get on our boat."
Yep. Looks like Miss Casey Rainey has joined us. Hello, Miss Casey. Frank says must be Jacques Cousteau. So, all right. So we've got two guesses. We've got two guesses on the board. JoJo, did you ever figure out the trivia question?
Nah, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Then you're going to learn something too, huh? So, all right. So, if you know the answer to tonight's trivia question, and that question is this person helped to make diving popular. Notice I said helped to make, not made diving popular. Also shares a birthday with JoJo. So, if you have a guess, throw it up in the comment box, and we'll reveal that here in about looks like about 5 to 10 minutes. So we're counting it down.
So Mick has got this program going where they're doing an eco thing.
Okay.
Where I think they said something like $600 or something for the day. And they take you out and they do a little bit of trash cleanup, wildlife identification. I think they might try to do some coral work and stuff. But pretty much they put this big eco package together, and you're out classroom and boat work, all kind of in the same area, going to different spots, doing diving, and helping the environment out.
So is that 600 a person, or is it 600 like for the boat total?
I might be overstating it. I have to get in my notes and look, but it seemed like for the whole thing, it was that. Hey, you got a friend.
Yeah, that was just so random. Yeah. I always have somebody looking over my shoulder.
And we're going to call you Dorkles.
I have no idea what she's doing. Probably running away from the German Shepherd. I have no idea. The highlight of tonight's show.
Like hair.
I'm getting photobombed by a cat. Oh, goodness. She's not hurting anything. She just wants to be a star, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, price aside, it might be $250 for all I know.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's something we can always check in on. I mean, you get dives, you get to help clean up, you get to, learn, about more or less the local environment because, I mean, that is the closest ocean to us.
It's more like an eco event kind of thing. So,
yeah.
And who knows, you might be able to throw in some lionfish hunting in there. No, those suckers got to go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I also talked to him about getting his services as privately as his boat. We talked about going down to Mexico Beach. Interesting, if you get on the Fish and Wildlife page, you can go to one of the tabs and it has locations of all their artificial reefs. And I got on there and looked around, and there is a crap ton around Mexico Beach. That would be great just to identify fish or line fishing or spear fishing. So, be a fun one to do.
Sorry, the cat.
Get rid of Kitty.
Well, she jumped down, and then my computer is sitting on a little table right off to my side here, and she likes to jump up and get on top of that computer and jump up on top of the armoire. So every time she does, she moves the computer, and I'm afraid it's going to knock it off. Yeah. Anyway, but
it's where it had the catnip, ain't it?
I guess. I don't know what's up there. Maybe it's warmer up there. I don't know. But yeah, and of course, not only checking in on that, we've got the new trip coming up in just a little over a year.
Yes. The aggressor and around Belize. No, we take off from Belize, but we do a lot of like Lighthouse Island and the Big Blue Hole. A lot of diving for a whole week around there. It's going to be a fantastic trip.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous on that one.
Nobody said you couldn't go.
Well, yeah, but I'll be doing Bon Air like 2 months later, so can't do both.
And what are you doing in February anyway?
Usually working.
Well, it's a work trip now.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
most people think, we close the park in November and we don't open it back up until April, so we get like a 5 month break. Yeah, it don't work that way.
no. I can attest to that. I know you've already been at the shop working on different things.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we've done got one of our projects completed. Not a big project, but one of our projects. Let's see, and I'm sitting here talking, and I haven't. Looks like I got several comments here, so let me go back. Let's see here. Frank guessed Jacques Cousteau. Todd Ransford says Lloyd Bridges. So Tim says Jacques and Cosmel. Okay, so we've got probably five answers there. So or five guesses. So all right, we're almost getting close to time to reveal. Casey says, when are you guys heading to Vortex? That's going to be February 17th through the 19th. We leave on the 16th, come back on the 19th. Yes. So, yeah, be down there for a couple of days. Tim Walters quickly departed Nashville on Sunday. Snow delayed departure for 2 hours. Ooh. Yeah, I hate those delays. Dreaming about warmer waters like Pennyroyal. Yeah. Well, if you compare it to the air temperature outside, it is warm water.
Yeah, have a nice dry suit, and thermos, and some heated vests. I mean, it ain't too bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the air when you get out is gonna be crap.
And then, of course, there's always the warming station where the heat is on and the coffee is ready to rock and roll. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, jump out of the water, jump in the warming station, and I had some guys New Year's Day actually had their stuff in the warming station. They were staging out of it.
Hey, if you're the only ones there, why not? Oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Yeah. So JoJo, how old are you now?
Too old.
Two. I don't want to hear that.
I think the wife said I was 37.
37.
I'm
Man,
37. I'm getting too old. I can't even remember.
that is a sign of old age. You can't remember.
I don't know if it's 37 or 38. I think I'm 37.
One of those two. I always say I'm 21 with 24 years experience.
How old am I?
He's trying to figure out how old he is.
How old am I? 37? She said I'm 38.
Oh, 38. Wait, you should have just stuck with 37.
I know, right?
Or 36.
That's how bad it's getting. I can't even remember anymore.
Tim Walters wants to know any new underwater features in the quarry for 2024. Not unless we come up with something. Most of our stuff that we're doing is going to be surface this year, which we've already told several people. We are adding 6 to 8 more pavilions or pavilion spaces. So that's the big project on the board for the winter time, is to get that finished up before opening weekend. And then a few smaller. We're going to do some rehab on the existing pavilions, replacing some boards, tables, stuff like that. But really don't have. Got a couple of sailboat and a couple other boats we can sink. But we've got so many boats.
Want something new.
Yeah.
I'm always like trying to keep an ear out for something that'd be cool. Like, I keep passing a fire truck on my way home. It's like, who does that belong to? Can we go get it?
We've got a
It's
fire
right off
truck.
of the Western Parkway.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a fire truck. It don't look like a
This
fire
is
truck.
like ladder truck.
Huh?
Ladder truck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Use the ladder as a deco ladder?
Oh yeah, that would be. We'll just stick the ladder up, and you can take the ladder up and down it now.
Well, you could replace the hydraulic oil with water. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the same concept.
Yeah, it just never goes down.
Yeah, it never go. Well, then you're probably dealing with the hazard if it ever does fall. So, you know. But no, we're always on the lookout for something new and interesting to put in. It's just, it's so hard to find something that's not a, everyday something that everybody else has and all that. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, there's only so many boats and cars and stuff you can stick down there.
that is true. That is true. We have looked, at the cave simulator project.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing something like that. Just adding to the training factor for the park itself. Not only technical diving, but actually do simulated cave and stuff like that. Which it wouldn't be huge, but I mean I think what was it like 3 40-foot shipping containers kind of
Yeah, that was
interconnected.
the idea. I wanted to do like 3 shipping containers and put them back to back to each other.
Yeah. Let's
And then I
see.
think they want to shoot some shot rock or anything to kind of give it a rocky look inside.
Yeah. Tim says for your more senior dives to the new entry steps were amazing. We have had so many people have loved the dock with the steps. That was a huge hit.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be putting in a second one to keep at it.
Yeah, well, it really wouldn't hurt putting one in the middle.
No, it wouldn't. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean
Huh.
it would be, beneficial putting one in the middle. That way you didn't have to, go to one end or the other. If you're staged in the middle, you don't have as far to walk. So that is a good idea. Mike, I hope you're taking notes. You ought to see Mike's notebook that he has of the project. So I don't have to keep up with them all. Mike's writing them all down, and that way we can cross them off as we get them completed. So, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would also. Casey says we need another 10-foot skeleton. I would love to get a hold of one to put one down there.
Oh,
That
yes.
would be.
Well,
I'm not
we've
putting
got
mine down there.
we've got the 9-foot Tyrannosaurus Rex down there. So to
Yeah,
add to that would be awesome.
it would be. But, so if anybody's got a bunch of broken ones laying around they want to donate, maybe we get enough pieces together and throw them together.
Oh yeah, most
Uh,
definitely. Well, and if we can't get Skeletor fixed, if we can't get that ours fixed, I have a feeling it's going to be the next uh,
mm,
underwater site.
yeah. I say I'm not doing mine. I mean, it would look cool, but I want to keep the electronics intact. I think it's so
Oh
cool.
yeah. Well, no, I
Halloween.
mean, you would want something that's, it's junk. You can't display it, doesn't work, broke, whatnot. Because all we're going to do is rig them up, make sure they're safe, and get them sunk. So, Frank says
Which
the new dock is the stuff.
I talked to Mike about it, pulling out the T Rex and reframing it and getting it back together.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. T Rex has had some arm issues over the last couple of seasons.
so I think we can come out, take it, and he can fabricate up some new steel for it and get him back
Yeah.
down there pretty quick.
Oh yeah, but all the stuff we're working on is actually leading to something bigger.
Yes.
So,
Squid is big.
huh?
Yes, it's big.
Yeah. So just keep watching the projects and stuff that we have going on. We're really excited about it. So yeah, can't wait.
Uh,
Oh, you know what, JoJo? We've
yeah.
been talking about adding stuff. It is 10 minutes till 9, and we have not given out the tonight's trivia question
Uh,
answer. So I
all
did
right.
see, huh?
Let's figure it out. Last guesses.
All right, yeah. Anybody have a last guess? Tonight's trivia question. Throwing it up one more time. We're going to have about a minute, and then we're going to move on. So this person helped to make diving popular. Also shares a birthday with JoJo, and I know that I seen the answer in one of the, I think, five, or a couple of the five. So uh, let's see. I can put it to the wall so it looks like it's climbing up the wall. Yeah, there you go.
Well, we keep talking. We want to put one over with the RV, holding the RV hose.
Oh
Like
yes,
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
yes, yes.
Maybe
That would
next
be
year we'll do that. Maybe I'll get a
that.
few more skeletons to do that.
That would be a Halloween prop for the haunted quarry dive.
Yeah,
That is exactly what that would be. How funny would that be?
that would be hilarious.
uh, put a sign or something on the RV that says the crapper's full. I'm on live here, so I can't use the exact phrase, but you get the picture.
It was funny because everybody's like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "I'm watching Lampoon's Christmas Vacation," and everybody else pops in. So am I. I was like, "Oh wow."
All right, JoJo, do you have a guess on who I'm talking about?
No, I don't really.
All right, Casey said Emily Gagnon. Uh, Okay, that name doesn't sound familiar. All right, I'll have to do some study and research on that one. uh, no idea, Joe.
No.
All right, so let's take it back about 1.5 year lifetimes. Back about 60 years, 50, 60
Your
years.
dad?
Well,
Was she her birthday?
yeah, no, it wasn't him. So today is the 111th birthday of Mr. Lloyd Bridges, aka Mike Nelson Sea Hunt.
Oh, I didn't even think about Sea Hunt.
So, and that's the reason it was phrased helped make diving popular, because that's where really the populace got their dosing of seeing diving for the first time on television with Mike Nelson in Sea Hunt.
Yeah, that totally blew my mind. I didn't even think about Sea Hunt.
So you share a birthday with Mr. Lloyd Bridges.
Pretty neat. I do know I enjoyed when we went down to the spring where they filmed that, and we got to do that glass bottom boat tour.
Oh yeah, that was the trip where it was just freezing cold down there, and we showed
Oh,
the second day of
everybody
diving.
said we ain't too cold.
Oh, okay, Casey, thanks for informing me. I didn't know that. Jacques Cousteau's girl at the time. Okay. So when is her birthday? That's the next question, because today is Lloyd Bridges and JoJo's birthday. So if she shares a birthday, then it's just a diver birthday. So
Yep.
yes, Sea Hunt. That's
It's been a
that
good
is
22 years of diving. I'll give it that.
do what?
It's been a good 22 years of diving. I'll give it that.
Oh, JoJo.
I don't know. You're
22
looking at
years.
me like a young pup.
22 years of diving. I think I remember. Do I remember 22 years of diving? I don't think I remember 22 years of diving. I tried anyway. I'm starting to get to the point, that age. What's diving?
Say
Do
we
I
do when we go to try to have fun.
do I remember how to do that? I don't know.
Questionable
uh,
some days. I'll give that.
do what?
It's questionable some days. I'll give you that.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Every time I go down and I'm actually getting in the water, people look at me like, "You dive?
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
actually do that?
yeah, you dive? Yeah, yeah, I dive." Oh goodness. I try to be incognito when I go down there to get in the water. I try to be, kind of fly under the radar. It's like, I didn't know you dove. Yeah, I do.
I know you don't get in very often just for the fun of it. So, roadhead's about the extent of that.
Now I usually get at least two good fun dives in a season. It's a fun dive, not a work dive, a fun dive.
Yeah.
So I think I was in 4 times this year. I had two
Hey,
fun
shit.
dives and two class dives.
Oh.
I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off the rest of the time. So, you
Does
know.
that mean you're going to have some fun dives in Florida, or are you teaching?
No, I am actually not teaching.
Ooh.
So this is not my open water class. So, yes.
Hey, then you want to run with me to the coast then?
Well, it just depends. I may be teaching. I may be. I don't. I have some people who've expressed interest in some specialties, but as of right now, no, I'm not teaching. As of right now, that is subject to
Uh,
change.
if we go to Morrison, I'm game though, because I love Morrison.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Tim says check your log, LOL, or computer. Well, I have both because when I started diving, computers were just
Yeah.
coming out on the market. So, and they were a luxury item. We talk about the Perdix and the Tarek being $1,500. Yeah, these glorified bottom timers that we had when I started diving were $1,500 and didn't tell you what the air was or how much air you had. Wasn't integrated.
I think you had more of a chance to get, the bends than you didn't have a chance.
Now, JoJo, I'm not that old.
I mean that I was around when they're just starting, and I mean they. Oh, I think Oceanic or somebody, Cressy might have a pup computer. Like all it does is record one dive, and that is
Oh
more
yeah,
complicated than the things we had 20 years ago.
yeah. I remember when the Orca and the Skinny Dipper came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then soon after those come out, U.S. Divers came out with one that was similar. So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
we didn't dive with a computer really when we started.
I hear you.
We learned how you had a timepiece and a SPG.
Yep.
You,
Mine was a watch with a rotatable bezel so that you could, set it so you would, when you could time your dive out. That's what I dove with.
mhm.
That and my pressure
Learn how to
gauge and my
follow
depth
those slowest
gauge.
bubbles really well.
The what?
You learn how to follow your slowest bubble very well.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that brings me back, and I can't wait till eventually the day that we build or we extend the main shop there at the park because I've got all kinds of antique, vintage equipment, and one piece that people have no idea what it is. It's a little clip about yay long that clips onto a hose. Most of the times it was your high pressure hose. And it had 3 little balls in it. And you take one of these balls out and you let it go. And if you was surfacing, you don't go any faster than that ball's going up. I mean, it's like, holy crap. I haven't seen another one like it, but yeah. Let's see. Tim says, added my tech at dive computer at 100 plus dives. Oh, okay. I can't remember when I started, like, switched over, not actually keeping a logbook. It's been a few years. Now everything's kept on the cloud, which makes it a whole lot easier. So,
Yeah, I have a logbook that is digitally based as well, but it's more like I just dump dives on it, and if there's a trip or something, and I want to remember something, I might put some details in it. But other than that, the number just climbs.
yeah.
How many times I want to put in there? Oh, I dove at Penny Royal Scubas. What did we do today? Oh, we sat around.
Oh, sunk a shark.
Yeah.
That's old school. uh, Jojo, do you realize you was 5 years old when I started diving?
Well, I mean,
Hold on.
you are
Hold
older
on.
than me.
Hold on. 38, right? Isn't that what we concluded?
38.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. You were 6. I was trying to make you younger.
Well, you also had a dad that was already diving.
Mm.
I went into it solo. I didn't have a dive buddy really until I came to
Yeah,
Penn Rose.
but didn't you get certified at what, 12, 14,
13.
13? Well, I knew it was 12, 13, 14.
That
Somewhere in
was
that
the
neighborhood.
youngest I could get certified was 13.
Really?
Yeah. YMCA was minimum was 13.
Okay.
Uh, so then, of course, we had to wait for a class, and then my mom had to get me in it.
Yeah.
She's thank God she did, because I mean, I just sent her those pictures we took of the kids diving with Santa Claus. I was like, "This is what your investment gave you from 22 years ago,"
There you go.
And she actually recorded it. She was like,
There.
"I didn't know what I was spending my money on. It was $400. I didn't know what I was buying." Oh, I'm glad I didn't know what the cost was.
Oh, that is funny.
Uh,
Well, all right, JoJo, it is 9 o'clock. Do you have any final thoughts for us for tonight as we enter this 2024 year and coming up our 30th anniversary season?
3 years. Glad to see 2024 is here. We got a lot coming up. It's just starting. So we're going to get busy and make this year great like we'd always do. Before you know it, summer will be here and gone again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to imagine that the season closed almost 3 months ago.
Yeah, we're already thinking about getting our stuff done so we can reopen in April. So.
Yeah, looking at April. So. And a fun time was had by all. I can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast.
Oh, exactly. So, all right, guys. Well, as always, it's me and Joe have a blast doing this, getting to converse with you guys every Monday night here on, when we're on here on Safety Stop. You never know what we're going to talk about. Maybe new equipment, maybe trips, maybe, who knows? It's going to be something diving, unless.
Yeah. Got a question? Got something you want to talk about yourself? Let us know. We'll do it.
Hey, we're just an impromptu little gig here, but what a way to spend especially the wintertime, sitting here talking about our favorite sport, scuba. And
I couldn't remember a script anyway if I wanted to.
oh yeah, me neither. Even if it was in front of me, I've got this really bright light right in front of me. I can barely see.
I'm
the
reading it
screen,
going, what's this word mean?
Yeah. Hey, is this a spell correct or spell checker? But anyway, thank you guys for spending an hour with us here on Monday nights. It's a passion of ours to be able to eat, sleep, breathe, and scuba dive. And all of it together. So, even sleep while we scuba dive. So, anyway, until next Monday night, guys, we hope you have a fun, safe, and stay warm week. And we can't wait for the season to get here so we can see all you guys again this 30th anniversary season. JoJo, we'll catch you on the flip side. Everybody else, you all have a good night, and thank you for tuning in.